You're facing a Grand Prix qualifier, Jack. In addition to season standings, you must earn a gold medal in each qualifying race in order to be invited to the big Grand Prix events.
What's cracking, people? Anansi here, and welcome back to Jack X. In the last one, we finished up a circuit race, and we now have enough points to qualify for a Red Cup qualifier. It is a circuit race in the Death Throne. This is a qualifying event for the Red Cup Grand Prix. Beat all comers on the Death Throne, and you'll be one step closer to glory. This is what I mean by you will have certain events where you have to come in first place. This is one of them. Now, the upside is, if you fail this, and you get to a point where you just cannot beat the race, you can always stop doing this event, go to another event, get some precursor ores, upgrade your vehicle, and then do another, and then come back and do it again. We're going to go ahead and try it out. I have 12,000 ores. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and tune our engine. We're going to make this go just a little bit faster. Do we have any more cosmetic upgrades? I don't think we do. No, we are pretty much good. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let's see if this will be enough to secure us a victory.
Oh no! Here comes old Pingrin himself!
You newbies are finally going to see what I've been talking about all along. What makes this the most watched sport in the world? Ultimate speed and complete danger. I hope you didn't eat breakfast this morning, or you'll find it all over your suit later.
We're not afraid, right, Jack? Right, Jack? Hey! Say some hero stuff!
Welcome to one of the fastest treks in the world. This is the Death Throne. Many people have died on those lanes, chasing a sad dream. Make the crowd scream for me! Good luck. You'll need it. More than I need ratings. This is a Red Cup Grand Prix qualifying event. Lots on the line here today. Go for it!
Alright, let's get to it. So, with that out the way, I want to talk about something a little bit more relaxed instead of advanced tactics and whatnot, which I don't think I've done a good job explaining to this point, but here's hoping that you guys are getting something out of it. And what I want to talk about is character design. If you notice in every single Jack and Daxter game, anytime Jack's the main player character, this is not the one game that shall not be named, Jack has always consistently had a specific kind of armor look, where he has one shoulder that's pretty much a platform that Daxter can rest on, and one is either a rounded shoulder or B, a shoulder that is pretty much bare. And Jack X keeps that going. I still maintain that Jack's best look was his look in Jack 3. Then again, I always have been a fan of the more raw, wild kind of look personally. That's just always been me. But I will admit, this is a pretty good racing attire, and every single character has a racing look inside this game, and I pretty much like all of them. I can't really think of one that I don't like. I can think of one that I'm okay with. I'm not jumping for joy over it, but for the most part, yeah, I think they're pretty good. Torn, for some reason, got a lot of muscle in his design. Like, if you look at his design compared to the Jack 2, Jack 3 design, which you see it in the opening cutscene. I might end up having to come back to this race later. I'm either just not getting kills, or I'm just not getting what I would like. But yeah, no. When he gets into his racing attire, he suddenly gains like, oh crap!
Some serious bum and grind action.
I hit the lowest up there.
Nothing but a fireball.
Here's a little hero hell.
One last finish.
Looking all the way up again. Alright. I'm in first place, thanks to the RNG. But yeah, no, yeah, for some reason Torrent gains like a lot of like muscle. That's the chest area. It's like, what the heck happened, man? Did you like work out in a few seconds that it took everybody to change into the racing attire? There we go. Go into that. Put the die here. I always assume that anytime a rocket launcher hits me, it's always going to be a 4 hit. Okay, that was close. Right when die here, I'm not going to lie, I am not looking good on health. Get that later. Go here. There you go, power slide.
Here's a little present.
I don't want it. Whew, just barely. So I would quiet that I had to concentrate on that because I did not want to do this race again. Try to do it one and done kind of thing, but yeah, whatever happens, happens. So yeah, did pretty good that one. Did pretty good that one. Let's see here now. Let's go back to Sparkus. We have another one unlocked in Sparkus.
This is a freeze rally, Jack. Racing fast isn't the most important thing in this trial. You also have to hit the time freezers to stop the clock and get the lowest time. Running into each freezer will halt the clock for a set amount of seconds. The more you freeze the clock, the lower your overall time will be. Some freezers are worth more time than others, so pick your path wisely. Beat the lowest times to win. Good luck!
Alright, so basically, if you have any experience with a Crash Bandicoot game, you already know how this plays out. I think our turbo's alright. The next thing we want to do is get our speed up a little bit higher. Acceleration is not too bad, so we should be fine. So yeah. But yeah, no, if you're used to Crash Bandicoot and I believe CTR,
Gentlemen, start your engine.
then you know how this works. Basically, what you want to do is you want to hit these freezers to stop the clock from counting down. That's how you get your silvers, your golds, and your bronze.
And the light turns green!
Well, like the lag there. But yeah, no, what you want to do is let's see, how do I put this here? You don't want to burn up all of your freezers on the first map. You get you pretty much for the most part get 2 freezers for the entire freeze rally. And if I go further, I will admit, these rallies usually give me the hardest time because unlike what's going on here? Unlike races and death races, where I can just kind of like figure my own path through, the best way to do this is to find an optimal path for yourself. Find a line that works for you, and make sure that you are only collecting 1 freezer out of 2 at a time. If you need to, readjust yourself, like on this particular one, to get to a freezer. That might have messed me up, but we'll get that one on another path. No, wait, I'm going to retry. I'm going to retry this one because you do want to get perfect on this if you want to get the gold. So, oh my, if you press X, you can skip the intro sequences. I use left and right to show them off once. But yeah, no, you want to try to get at least one freezer at a time. Don't get too greedy. Take your time and just do what you can to keep yourself, to keep your, keep the screen frozen and the clock stopped. Luckily, this first one isn't too difficult. I have problems with it because when I first did these freezer events, I was not familiar with the concept at all. I thought I just had to beat the time, and I didn't think it mattered if I hit freezer or not. No, they put these freezers up there because you need to hit all these freezers. You need to hit all these freezers, know the map well enough, not make any mistakes, and have a fast enough vehicle to be able to hit these freezers consistently. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to boost all the time. You just want to take the corners carefully. You need to slow down like on this little ramp here to get this freezer up here. Okay. Messed that up. Okay, one more time, and I should be able to go because I'll admit that freezer always gets me in trouble. And I'll admit I did kind of skid over there pretty hard. So hopefully after this one I shouldn't have to worry about restarting again. But yeah, just take your time. You should be okay. Should be. What I usually do, especially since I know the tracks pretty much by heart, if I know for a fact there's a turn coming up or there's a turn in a later lap that I will take too wide or too short, I usually go for the freezer that's going to be the harder one to get on my first go round. So that way the second lap goes by much more smoothly and much more easier. Last time. Last time. That one's on me.
Ready, go!
That one's on me. So this will be the last time. We should be good to go. It's funny because in the previous recording I actually did this for my first try. So figures now that, you know, I'm warmed up, my mind's right, and I'm pretty much focused that I'm having a hard time doing this. But yeah, if you know the track outline, you shouldn't have too much trouble getting to where you need to go in terms of the time features. But yeah, no, as I was saying earlier, if you know Crash Bandicoot, which I only know Crash Bandicoot from watching some other Let's Players online and from just basically doing some research, that they had these kind of time trials in the levels where you would have to beat the developer time. Well, how do you beat the developer time? Well, you don't actually beat it by being faster, being good at the level. You beat it by being fast, being good level, and hitting these time stop boxes. These time stop boxes function much like these freezers do, in which they will freeze the time, allowing you to get a good time overall. Wow, well, I messed that up. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Jack just kind of jumped to the side, and I missed it. So yeah, that's me. Curse my all gold run mentality. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you can do this mission and miss like one or two. I just want to show the best route and show it working, so that way if you want to leave, if you got this game up and you do want to do a all gold medal run, you know the best way to handle some of the more challenging events. Well, at least for me anyway. Some of you guys might be able to pick this up and use the problem. Hang time there. Okay. There we go. Hand off the steering wheel sometimes, what I gotta do. And there we go. And I will admit, I'm not sure if I said this earlier, but this is my least favorite event. Alright. Come on. Come on, Tom Child. There we go. And there we go. Okay. That should be fine going forward. This one. This. And here. Sometimes you can grab 2 of at once. Those should be okay because that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Here, power through there, power through there. And it should be smooth sailing from there. If I've done this right, we should finish the time around 1 minute 20 seconds. So we should finish like a minute faster than the book time. But yeah, no. If I go, I believe the Crash Team Racing and the Crash Bandicoot, the other times they let you kind of get away with it by hitting the time boosters. I think what they do is that the developer time is specifically the best possible time doing the mission without the speed boosters or about the time stoppers. So the time stopper is basically your way of beating that time without having to beat that time. At least that's what I think it is. Could be completely wrong about that. I'm just going off of my memory. I remember I was watching them do those missions, and they get like a couple seconds below. So I'm not completely certain that that's 100% the case. But yeah, this is the best. We should not be doing this early in the morning. I really shouldn't. It's just my words just don't want to work. But yeah, no, the developer times and the screen trial basically just function like that. So if you play Crash Bandicoot, you should be at home. Okay. We should be coming up on the finish now. Grab up this one. Okay. That one should be fine up to 2 seconds. I don't pick up the 2 second ones. It's the 5 and 10 second ones you don't want to waste, because those are ones that give you the biggest time up bonus. There we go. And there we go.
You're the man, Dak.
Oh, also if you collect all the freezers, you get a bonus. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm not gonna worry about that one too much.
Next time you and your thugs want to fight, maybe you should pick on someone your own size.
My. I finally get to meet the great racer, Jack.
And?
And what?
What about me?
Oh yes, you're the loudmouth storyteller from the bar. But Jack, your reputation precedes you. Oh, but I'm forgetting my manners. My name is Razor. Maybe you've heard of me? I work for Mizo. Eventually everyone does.
I'm from out of town.
Yes, you are, aren't you? And you're showing my boys up on the track out there. Don't make me put on my goggles and show you how it's done. You wouldn't live long enough to see me cross the finish line.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Oh, I'm sure we'll match up soon enough. The race of the century, eh? In the meantime, watch your back. I've heard someone arranged a few surprises this time out.
Let's hear it for the owner of a new vehicle!
Yeah, we got the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly has terrible turbo, pretty decent armor, but it has great acceleration and great speed. This is something that you guys, that if you want to do a different vehicle, then you go play. Excuse me, for your speed car setup, for your racetrack setup. This is one that you can use.
A shiny new trunk is yours for the taking.
I don't personally care for it.
Well, look what the lucky winners won.
New venue unlock, Mountaintop Highway. Reach the pinnacle of performance on this mountaintop race by maximizing your use of Blue Eco. Remember, speed is king. So, we get the Dragonfly as we get a track that makes good use of it. But I'm not going to use the Dragonfly. I've already picked my vehicles that I'm going to use for the playthrough, and we're going to stick with them. But yeah, so but beyond that, yeah, we met Razor, who is going to be our rival as you can tell, for this story. Just that the Arrow was our rival in Jak 2, and I guess to some extent Cleaver was our rival in Jak 3, but more like a friendly rival that barely showed up. Jak 3 didn't have a big rival system going at all, but Jak 2 definitely did with Arrow, and Razor is pretty much a more dignified Arrow, if that makes any sense. But anyway, we'll deal with that in the next one. I have been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I will catch you later.